Hi guys. Alright, so
explains
I'm really sick
more
today, but I have some things. I don't want to show my face. I look awful. But let me talk louder. I don't know if you can hear me very well. There's just a few things I was thinking about, some Mandela effects that I knew about, and I'm not sure if they're out there. And so I was just about to watch this video from Richie from Boston, and I saw this. Look, 6 arms. Look at that. Yeah. So anyway, I haven't watched it yet. I wrote down a few of the things people have mentioned, and then what's going on with me with the trolling. And then there's one thing that I don't know if anybody has mentioned, and then one thing that I knew about that I haven't heard anything about this, but so we'll go to first we'll go to this one here. Nice. Okay, so this was the Babylon working ritual, which was performed by Illuminati or occultists in January 1946, January to March. And this was done on this earth, on this planet, by this Jack Parsons fellow and L. Ron Hubbard, okay, founder of Scientology. So, let's see here. I'm not going to read this because, and I didn't actually read through this particular article, so I don't know how it's different, and I don't know if I'm even going to look into it that far because it's disturbing. But anyway, what I remember, and this is from a long time ago, I used to be a fan of Larry Niven, and I had read, some things by L. Ron Hubbard and some things by Heinlein, and I'll get to that in a minute, as well as like Ray Bradbury and Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft, although that's not from the same era, but it kind of fits in there to that occultish sci-fi writing or story making. So in my reality, this ritual was performed by not Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard, but by Robert Heinlein and L. Ron Hubbard. And there's a third person, a woman, and I don't know if that name's correct or not. And so I'll put links down there. So let's go back to that. So, well, here's L. Ron Hubbard's page and where it's talking about this. So in my reality, this, and I'll explain in a little bit what the ritual was for. In my reality, because it's different, that's different as well. So I'm just going to read this part from L. Ron Hubbard's Wikipedia page and explain how it was different to me. So in August of 1945, L. Ron Hubbard, it says, moved into the Pasadena mansion of Jack Parsons. So in my reality, Jack Parsons didn't own this mansion in Pasadena. Hubbard owned it. And he invited to live there Heinlein. So it's just different, like in this ritual that they performed in this reality, Jack Parsons was the main actor, and he would have been the person that was going to be possessed at the end of this ritual by an archon or a demon, a major demon. So, but in my reality, the person that was going to be possessed was L. Ron Hubbard. Heinlein would be there to serve as secondary, and the woman, there's beliefs that they have with the woman, and it's just it's really horrific. If you want to look into it, go ahead. But I can't deal with that today. Anyway, so that's the major thing that was different about this ritual. So they perform this ritual in this reality to summon this demon goddess. They just call her goddess Thelema. Now in my reality, and I haven't found residue for this, but in my reality they were summoning a male, like an alien. And if you ever saw the Aleister Crowley drawing of his demon spirit or whatever that he contacted, it was an alien, and that's who they were trying to summon. That's who they were trying to summon, that person. So I don't know who this Thelema, it's supposedly a goddess. So, and the reason why I even knew about this ritual, or even had heard about it way back, as I was really into UFO research. And there was always a thing about, UFO sightings being very numerous along the 33rd parallel. So it was thought that this ritual opened a rift along the 33rd parallel, which allowed these aliens, or what the occultists would call these other lesser demon types, into our reality. So remember, this was done in 1946, and in our reality we had Roswell in 1945. So I even wonder about, like, is this different? I didn't look at Roswell to see if it's the same year, but and there were a lot of your major United States UFO sightings, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. On my world. Now, it might be different here. When I look into these things, they're just different. A lot of these things are different. So, also in my reality, L. Ron Hubbard, the secondary, L. Ron Hubbard was the main person that was supposed to be possessed. But in my reality, Robert Heinlein basically chickened out toward the end, and they weren't able to complete the ceremony, but did open the rift. So in this reality, and I don't know if it says it here on this page, but I have seen this. I think it might have been recent, a couple months ago on YouTube is when I caught on to this. I'll try to find a video about it, but you guys could probably find it. Because it's this reality. In this reality, this Jack Parsons guy that took Heinlein's place in this reality was able to be possessed, and the ritual was completed. So I've just been thinking about that a lot, and I just thought that's maybe something you guys might be interested to know, or maybe somebody remembers this. Again, this is just what I remember, that there was no Jack Parsons involved in this, that it was, instead it was Heinlein. So when you go through these pages, you could, especially with Heinlein, both of them, you can see how deeply involved they were with the occult. One other thing about Heinlein, I read this whole one here and the other one, but that might be a Mandela, because I actually didn't like his writing very much. So that might be a Mandela, because I only read Stranger in a Strange Land. I might have read another one, I'm not sure, but I didn't like it. I come away from it with a bad feeling, and I didn't like his writing style either. But to be fair, I did know a lot of these titles, and way down here. It's way down here, like hidden. Society. Let's see here. The pay it forward thing, supposedly coming from him. Heinlein's children. There's all this, he had blood drives. He was well involved in children's charity, different types of children's things that he was doing. Let's see. Influence amongst writers. Where is this? Writing style. Oh, I lost it. Anyway, I need to find out. Here it is. Okay, so I don't remember this or these titles of these books. This paragraph seems out of place to me, and I don't remember the titles of these books. So it says, in books written as early as 56, Heinlein dealt with incest and sexual nature of children. Many of his books included, I don't remember these titles, Time for the Stars, Glory Road, Time Enough for Love, and The Number of the Beast. Right? Dealt explicitly or implicitly with incest, sexual feelings, and relations between adults and children. So if somebody else remembers something about that, let me know. Like I said, I wasn't an expert on Heinlein books, but clearly he was an occultist. Same with Hubbard. He's more well known, the Dianetics guy. So there's that. Anyway, the next thing that I wanted to talk about here is hydrogen isotopes. Okay. So Lord Frybread brought this up to me, and I don't know, maybe somebody already did a video on this. There's so many videos, and I really think I haven't, I just can't go back all of them and see what kind of effects have been already caught. So I want to give credit actually to Lord Frybread, who told me about this. So feel free to post the link in the comment, if there are other videos about this. But it's just strange to me. It's actually kind of scary strange. So here it says isotopes are variants of a particular chemical element which differ in neutron number. So stop right there. Okay. My basic chemistry class, 8th grade, tells me that isotopes differ in electron number. So your basic atom structure that I was taught was that you have your nucleus always, your neutrons always, right? Your neutrons always are in there. Then you have your protons, and that forms your nucleus. Then you have your electrons going around the atom, and you can pop 1 or 2 electrons off, and that would form an isotope. So with hydrogen now here, in this new reality, we have this thing, deuterium. It's got the neutron, it's got the proton, it's got the electron, so that looks right to me. Tritium, same thing. I'm not really sure about tritium, if that's right in numbers. Protium, I don't remember this, and this is the one that it just shocks me. There's a proton and there's an electron and there's no neutron. So there it is. Maybe other people remember this. Anyway, I was just curious about it. I was thinking about it. It really shocks me to see that. The way that I learned in school was that there was always going to be a neutron, otherwise there's nothing for the protons and the electrons to be attracted to, and thus we have no rotation or no atom. So, but apparently this is a different model, and maybe things have changed since I was young in the study of it and the understanding of it. But it just really strikes me just odd, right? It's just really odd. Okay, So those are the two things. Oh yeah, I thought this was just fun, right? I don't I don't know what to think about this Donald Trump time traveler thing, but I'll put a link to this too. It's just it's a fun conspiracy theory, and it's just kind of a lighter thing, but there are some Mandelas in this video, so if you want to check it out, it's only 6 minutes long, and it's pretty interesting. So I guess that's all I want to talk about today. I'm just too sick to show my face, and I'll just show my face tomorrow. I had some other things that were personal things, but anyway, hopefully I'll get better pretty soon. Me and the kids have this. My ex-mother-in-law says we have the norovirus, so whatever that is. But we're pretty crappy the last 3 days and just sleeping a lot. And, I just appreciate everyone that has wished me to get well, and I'll just talk to you guys later. God bless you. I love you. And rest up. Take it easy.